Unported live here from the Tokyo Dome to catch a Yomiuri Giants baseball game. It's live from last week.
Episode 276.
Let's go! Woo-hoo! Welcoming my fellow JayWalkers to another episode of Live From Last Week. Hope last week has served you well. Just a quick shameless plug before we go on. Want you guys to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. So with my insomnia hitting me pretty bad, not sleeping at all on my flight to Asia, and only sleeping about 2 hours last night, I got up early to eat my breakfast while playing some Township on the iPad and uploading some videos, including this highlight of my friend Syra and I playing some pickup indoor volleyball. Then rushing just like all these other people in the rain to catch our shuttle bus headed to the Incheon International Airport. I witnessed with my traveling Asian Pikachu this never seen by me before 4D video, which was popping out of the screen to try to grab us in real life. I was then able to make my flight leaving the area of Seoul, South Korea, landing in Japan and getting on the $15 airport bus shuttle that headed to downtown Tokyo in these wet and gloomy weather conditions, eventually arriving at the famous Tokyo Station, taking some time to try to figure out just which train station and where exactly I was supposed to go. But with being in a hustle and bustle busy type of station, I was distracted by this classic statue of Hello Kitty, some Dragon Ball Z, as well as Pokemon in this famous Pokemon store here, reuniting my own Japanese Pikachu with his family of train conductor Pikachus at this store. But anyways, finally seeing for the first time in 7 years the Shinkansen trains in the station, and making my own train at the platform, I headed to the tourist spot of Hakone to see these guys just chilling indoors, getting away from the rain, showing off to them my dear Pikachu and taking some beautiful scenic pictures of this beautiful town while we were being rained upon. Then afterwards making our way to our accommodations for the next couple of nights here at the Kumo Inn. We still got out to brave the stormy weather this evening and went out for dinner at this restaurant, which, as you guys can see here, had a self-serve beer bar as well as an assortment of Japanese barbecue and buffet to wrap up our first night here in Hakone. So first of all, I wanted to welcome y'all to a new month. Welcome to April, guys! But now, in the theme of my yearly April Fool's Day pranks, my body decided to pull a little bit of a prank on me, letting me sleep for only 3 hours last night. So, waking up in the early hours to edit some Live From Last Week videos while playing some Township for a couple of hours here until the sun came out. We took a morning walk to do my first 7-Eleven visit of this trip, grabbing several of these goodies for breakfast, and doing a Japanese egg sandwich toast at the request of the cousin Ray. Alright Ray, this one's for you. Egg sando. Next, after taking in some energy to do this hike up several steep stairways, getting to the local station with this funicular service, which had taken us to an even higher gondola station, we went over to the Uekudani area to get these spectacular views. Took a couple more videos during this stopover. At this location where they're known for their black eggs, aka kuro tamago. Taking some pics with several of these Hello Kitties. And tasted some of their aforementioned volcanic hot springs black boiled eggs that they're famous for.
1, 2, 3.
What is it? Okay. Are you sure it's not stone? Why is it stone?
You got the wrong one.
Alright, cheers guys!
Bye.
Next up, we got to the end of the route where they had these pirate ships that we were excited to hop on. Riding this ferry and getting some of these videos outside the ship. Getting to our next destination of the day. Visiting my first torii gates of this trip. Going to the famous and well-visited area of the Hakone Shrine. We then made our way back to the Hakone Yomoto area, checking out several outdoor markets and stores here. Having us hop from shop to shop, trying out their snacks. Oh, oh, covering.
Surprise.
Interesting. Before settling on this restaurant to have some soba earlier this evening, then heading back here to our accommodations for me to try out my first ever Japanese onsen experience. Enjoying one of the wife's favorite activities with her to wrap up our night. Passing out early last night and waking up just after midnight after just over 3 hours of sleep. Guess who hasn't slept since? So yesterday, just working on my 2026 April Fool's Day post on Facebook, which had posed me as the official choreographer of the Toronto Argonauts A-Team. Their team of dance performers, which had an official posting of a tryout next week. Even going through the trouble of making a new website and a tiny URL link for that post. I got to making it public just after I woke up. And since I couldn't go back to sleep, I then started editing Live From Last week videos in the dark. Staying up late until the sun was out again. Where I'm able to share with you guys my newest favorite food that I got from 7-Eleven. These melon pan sticks with chocolate chips. Then, just after leaving our accommodations in Hakone and Giselle on the public bus, keeping everybody's luggage together, We took the transit from the mountainous areas that we were living at for the past couple of days to the hustle and bustle urban area of Tokyo. Then to the Asakusa area to see the Tokyo Skytree in the background. Then went on to do a bucket list item that I always do whenever I visit different countries. Finding a McDonald's here and trying out their menu. Cheersing here with my cherished Fanta melon drink. And tasting the McPork. The Kobe Yakiniku Teridama.
Can we take a picture?
And my new all-time favorite and try while you're in Japan, the Ebi Fileo. Next up, seeing my friends get some stamps and trying out some matcha ice cream from Tokyo Matcha. We headed over to the very crowded but still able to walk through famous part of Takeshita Street. Getting a couple of videos from the interesting things that we saw in this area. And after, we were able to witness these beautiful videos of the sakura trees being blown in the wind at a local temple. Then afterwards, we went to walk over and visit the nearby Meiji Jingu Garden. Visiting here for the first time in almost 7 years. Before witnessing these Mario Kart racers driving in the streets. And heading over to yet another must-see and visit place when you're in Tokyo. The one and only BTS pop-up shop here in Shibuya. Just kidding, guys. It's obviously walking the crosswalk here at the famous Shibuya crossing. 3, 2, this way. Shibuya! Oh, yeah. Next up, after getting some Japanese ramen with these guys at a local office mall, close to the nearby Tokyo Station. To wrap up our evening, we met up with this guy who was the special guest of the night. So quickly today, we got a birthday shout out to one of my childhood friends who I remember was one of the funniest people that I have ever met. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Brandon. Happy birthday, Brandon. But yeah, guys, as it approaches midnight tonight, I'm just gonna be honest that after several days of lack of sleep and only just over 4 hours of rest last night, I'm feeling a little bit too exhausted to do my segment tonight. So we'll continue my episode tomorrow. So since I'm traveling to Asia and being disoriented to the time zones, we'll just do a quick birthday shout out to one of my beach volleyball friends who is known for his hustle, his heart, and his famous skyball serve. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Alex. Happy birthday, Alex. And we've also got a belated birthday greeting to the one and only nephew who is one of the biggest JayWalkerPOV fans and stars in my vlog. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Vision. Happy birthday, nephew. Anyways, going back to the day before yesterday, after achieving a remarkable 3,200 day Duolingo streak, the mystery guest that we had for you from the night before last night was the one and only nephew who we haven't seen since he left Canada over a year ago. The one, the only, John Adrienne.
こんにちは。はじめまして。私の名前はジョンと申します。これは家族と JJ です。ね。
Oh my gosh, what's up? Wow, we got a crash course in Japanese.
No, I'm sure half of that was wrong.
So yeah, after turning him around the Asakusa area and seeing the Tokyo Sky Tree, as well as bringing him to see how this place looks at night, turning him here in his first ever trip to Tokyo. But yeah, a great gift that the nephew had shared with me was to order some of my favorites this taiyaki for dessert for both of us to cheers to and enjoy. Yo, cheers, nephew.
Cheers.
What is this called? Bongo pa. No, what is it? Taiyaki. It's taiyaki. But yeah, now on to yesterday's events when I woke up in my capsule hotel room editing Live From Last week videos on the laptop, and my Pikachu just chilling in bed watching me after I got only 4.5 hours of sleep. Waking up the little nephew in the capsule beside me. I brought the nephew back to the Asakusa Sensoji area. This time full of people and tourists alike. We next made our way to have him add to his stamp collection at this station before heading to the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building, where there's actually a free elevator to their observation deck where you can get some of the most beautiful views of Tokyo. But anyways, after getting more stamps here with the nephew, we headed to the Harajuku area to enjoy these bento boxes that the wife had delivered to us to enjoy with her for lunch. Then went to take the nephew to the famous Takeshita Street, thinking that I may have passed one of my friends that I haven't seen in a while walking on the sidewalk, who was evidently in Tokyo at the same time, and even making a surprise cameo with the nephew on the video board at the entrance of Takeshita Street. I then tour guided the nephew to see the famous Hachiko dog statue and showed him the sights and sounds of the famous Shibuya crossing. I got spun around by people that are crossing that way. Shibuya! With this little time-lapse video that I also took from the second floor Shibuya Starbucks. Then, all tired out after a long day hanging out, we dropped off and said bye-bye to the nephew at Tokyo Station. Bye, nephew. Then after going out of our way for a 2-hour round-trip venture to get these special pasta snacks for the little sister, which she better appreciate, and seeing this storefront which reminded me a lot of back home, throwing back to a couple of these scenes in the past, where I made a spontaneous purchase of a lifetime bucket list item. Hoping that these tickets will arrive in the mail before I take off on my surprise flight to Asia. Obviously unusable now. Those tickets were delivered to my place in Toronto, which had me buy a new pair of tickets and therefore triple my budget for this game. And speaking of baseball, seeing this Tokyo Dome ice cream treat on social media at the World Baseball Classic, we were able to try out that exact Tokyo Dome ice cream sandwich. Let's bite at the same time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wow, it's hard. As well as taking one of the best professional baseball experiences that I have ever had. Scratching this off my lifetime bucket list. Going to the legendary Tokyo Dome to watch a professional Japanese baseball game. But now on to today, after getting less than 5 hours of sleep, checking out of our capsule hotel and saying bye-bye to this rainy and wet city of Tokyo. We got to the local airport and bought some of my favorite special edition Pokemon Pikachu Tokyo bananas. And remembered while we were in the air the thriller movie Train to Busan. We all realized while we were on our flight, we were taking the sequel to that movie, Plane to Busan. So first of all, I wanted to wish everybody out there from this beautiful city of Busan, Happy Easter! But quickly today, before we move on to our Busan part of our trip, here's a quick recap video of our time in Tokyo. But yeah, flying in to Busan, South Korea yesterday. And having both the wife and Giselle running to catch our bus that was taking us all the way to our accommodations an hour away, we made it for a beautiful evening walk in the Cheongsapo area. Then going back to the Haeundae part of this city. While being pretty hungry, checking out this I highly recommend restaurant, which had served us some great ice cold drinks, as well as all of this assortment of food for us to feast on, which I thought was K Mashiso. And honestly, I don't know if it was the hunger talking, but I thought it was one of the best restaurants I've ever been to. Then after witnessing the wife and Giselle almost get run over by a car, and seeing the mother-in-law's favorite F1 driver's hotel, I had gotten in the best sleep that I've ever had on this trip, waking up to the beautiful hotel room that we have here, getting ready for yet another busy day, mixing our own convenience store iced coffees, then going out for a fun and adventurous Easter Sunday in and around the city of Busan. So recapping yesterday's events more in detail, visiting the famous last station in the movie Train to Busan, obviously the Busan train station, where I was shocked not to see any zombies here. We took this tiny green shuttle bus that they had to go to the Gamcheon Cultural Village, checking out the beautiful sights and sounds of this town where many tourists have gathered, heavily influenced by the story of Le Petit Prince, where I even bought my newest favorite Korean t-shirt at this place. We also got to go to this one store where I had my first ever do-it-yourself, make-it-yourself ramen experience at this restaurant that featured this large selection of instant noodles with all of these toppings that we could put in our soup, using their boiling hot water dispensers and their elements to make it. Having all of us enjoy this bowl of ramen together, with the special surprise of being able to have a photo on the king's throne while making our order. We next made our way to the Jagalchi Outdoor Market, an area full of hot, freshly made street food, and where I made friends with yet another inflatable tube man. But this time with a different action to it while I was walking on the street. Then for dinner we went to the fresh seafood market. Enticed by the freshest of the fresh catches of the day to buy here. Literally prepared for a feast right in front of us. Then headed upstairs to the dining area to enjoy what I said before was the freshest of the fresh seafood experience that one could ever ask for. Then after saying bye-bye to the Jagalchi area, we headed back to the Hyundai area to enjoy this 9 pieces of ice cream for $10 deal. And enjoyed them back at our hotel room. Next up, waking up early this morning after about 7 hours of sleep. Just like this machine that we've seen in the past, but almost 10 times better since we're currently in Asia. I got to see in action this famous robot coffee machine that was back at our place where we stayed over the night at the Van Hotel. Start working its magic and make an iced Americano right in front of my eyes. We then made our way to do a morning walk on the sands of Hyundai Beach, which was not too far away from our hotel, taking in this wet and gloomy weather outside. Even touching the waters of the sea here before taking our flight out to Jeju Island. And with this episode going way longer than I wanted to, with just so much going on for this week, we'll just wrap up this week's episode right here. So, if you guys have enjoyed what you've been watching, feel free to follow JayWalkerPOV on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Be sure to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. And make sure to smash that notifications bell to be notified when new videos from JayWalkerPOV come out. And once again, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Stay safe and healthy out there, and we'll see you next time on Live From Last.